Hola, señores y señoritas. Soy Boom Boom. I've just used up all my Spanish. The sexiest man of the All Internet Wrestling Radio. Coming to you live from the RVA, Richmond, Virginia. Of course, I'm joined by my partner, talking about Sammy Synister down there in Sweet Home, Alabama. It's good to see you again, buddy. We got Lucha Underground, another Lucha Underground in the books. I'm very happy with it, but I want to know what you think. I want to know what you think, Internet Infantry. So down here in the comments section, over here in the chat room, what did you think about the show? Win, loss, or tie? So, Sammy, we're going to start with you. What do you give tonight's show? A win, a loss, or a tie?
Win. Solid, hard win. So enjoyable. It was so much fun. And there's a lot to talk about. But, man, I had a romp and just a good time watching through this SOB.
Yeah, I know. It's hard to believe that, when you cut out commercials, this show is only 45 minutes long. Mm-hmm. But it feels so much longer. I mean, there's times I'm sitting there, checking the time's going, God, they squeeze in another 30 minutes on me. It's like, no, there's no way it's gone this long. And it's just so entertaining, so enjoyable. But meanwhile, you can watch Raw, and you felt like you just wasted an entire weekend.
He's like, oh, Jesus, it's never going to end.
So, I mean, this is the fastest. I mean, this is something I would probably recommend, if you got to, jump on, a treadmill and just, go, watch this, because this will make the time just shrink and go.
Yeah. Just over.
Yeah, it was a lot. No, it was a lot of fun. So, I'm going to give it a win, too. I want to know what you think, Internet Infantry. They just got right down into it with business. They started out with a singles action. You had Son of Havoc taking on Daga. This match went a little bit longer than what I anticipated. It's kind of weird seeing Son of Havoc in singles competition. Daga, he is actually in Daga. This is something I actually kind of like.
I do too.
Because he has a contrasting style. Even though he is Hispanic, he wrestles more of a Japanese style, and I think that's something that Lucha Underground desperately needs. I mean, if they can't get actual Japanese wrestlers, which I think would just be great, phenomenal for the promotion.
Agreed.
But if you can't get that, I think the next best thing is have people who can wrestle that style because, while Lucha Underground and Lucha Libre is great, you don't want to have absolutely everybody wrestle the exact same style because otherwise you can make your show will tend to get boring because you'll see the same things, just different people doing it. I think Daga's just that, kind of like that X Factor. He just kind of, kicks it up a notch here. He wrestles through this match, and then Cobra Moon. Apparently, they're kind of working this angle where Cobra Moon is attracted to him and humps his leg, and I'm not making that part up.
100% true. It happened.
Yep, it totally happened. If you didn't see it, you know what? Go back and watch it because you'll find out. Me and Sam, you're not exaggerating. We're not going crazy. No, she literally humped the guy's leg. Anyway, she's tried to help him out by interfering a little bit with Son of Havoc, but it wasn't enough. Son of Havoc gets the win with that 450 splash. Cobra Moon crawls in the ring. She helps up Daga, then starts humping his leg. And, of course, Daga does what any normal man would do. He would be like, he's like, okay, get the fuck away from me. You're a fucking crazy person. No, I think he did everything but roll up a newspaper and smack her in the nose.
You stop that.
Dude, that reminds me of some fucking crazy girls I used to know back in my younger days.
I might have been there for one or two of them.
Yeah, I don't know. I shouldn't tell these stories because they're all personal to me and Sammy. We go way back. But do you remember the Water Buffalo?
Yeah. Oh God. Yes, I do. What was her name? I don't even remember.
I don't even remember her real name.
There was her and Harry the Hippo.
All right. These are inside jokes, so we need to kind of elaborate to get everybody in on this joke here. But
we're horrible people.
I know we are. We don't know the real name, so it's not like they're watching. Even if they were watching, they wouldn't know who the fuck we're talking about. No, we had this girl that used to come up to this house that we lived in when we were in college, and we called her the Water Buffalo because she was a healthy girl. I'll give her that. She's a healthy girl, and she would literally, she would hit on guys. And I don't mean subtly, look over, a wink, or
Nice boots, what the fuck?
Dude, she would be up on you to the point where you would have to go dude, look, seriously, I got a girlfriend. And then she would literally move to the next guy. And then if he said, no, I've got a girlfriend, she would move to the next guy. This just kept going. And one part, we pointed out one guy, one of our brothers that was fucking single. We said, oh, but he's single. And she started dancing on him. And then he started giving the rest of us the fucking death stare.
Just like a rage.
He was just like, just mouthing it. And then we actually had a friend who fell on that fucking hand grenade, and we never saw or heard from her again.
Well, sometimes you got to take one for the team.
Yeah. So
this is pretty much what Cobra Moon did tonight.
Yeah, that's what Cobra Moon did. She just like zeroed out on Daga and was just like, she was like the female version of Glenn Quagmire.
Yeah, it was really weird,
here, man. And I actually want to see where this is going. I want to find out what the attraction is. I want to find out, is it just love at first sight, or is there some kind of agenda here? Daga, I mean, they need to do something backstage because Daga needs to go to Dario and be like, look, I got this crazy chick all over me. This is like sexual harassment or something. It's like, I know this is Underground Fight Club, but my God, we have to have standards in this temple.
Standards.
I mean, come on.
This is a place of business.
We steal things. We murder people for crime. But it is sexual harassment I will not stand for. I will put my foot down on this, sir.
Yeah, this is honest. If I'm going to be completely honest with you, in like the 2 seasons we've spent here with Lucha Underground, this is about the only story I'm really not digging that much. It's just not doing it for me for some reason. Maybe we need some more backstage, and I really hope this doesn't go into just a one-on-one match. I hope this goes into like him begrudgingly accepting her, and she just kind of follows him around like a lovesick puppy. The match was great. Let's talk about the match for a little bit. It's Son of Havoc and Daga. It was fantastic. I love Son of Havoc. It is weird seeing him in singles. I'm getting used to it again. But he's so damn good. So it was. He got like I said, Son of Havoc got the win. He hit, what was it, like some type of splash. I don't quite remember. I forget his finisher. He's like 14.
That 450 splash?
Yeah, he's got a 450 splash. And, Daga's great. Daga has like you said, is a really good hybrid lucha strong style mix. Whenever and part of it's the venue with the temple, but whenever he lays in a super kick or a chop, you can hear it. It's awesome. The match was great. The segment, well, I'll hold off judgment.
Yeah, we need to see how this plays out, because usually with Lucha Underground, by the time we start asking questions, it's like Mr. Lucha. Apparently, he watches these shows. Mr. Lucha goes, no, don't worry, bro, I got you covered. And like 2 or 3 episodes later, he completely answers all those questions, because Mr. Lucha, that's who runs the show. No, it's not Robert Rodriguez. No, it's not Dario Cueto. It's Mr. Lucha. He's the secret backer. Maybe that's the guy in the limo that scared the city councilman a few weeks ago. That was Mr. Lucha, apparently.
There you go. And I hope he's just a businessman with a lucha mask and no one in LA fucking questions it.
He just walks around with a lucha mask, like, oh, that's Mr. Lucha.
Oh, okay. That's Mr. Lucha.
Like those old Santo movies back in Mexico. All right. Next, we get a backstage segment. You see Rey Mysterio working out. Then El Dragon Azteca Jr. comes in. He says, Rey, hey, I found the cell. I found where Matanza stays, and let's go down there. Let's go in this. And then Rey is just like, no. We can't do this, man. Your master wouldn't want to do this. Besides, we've got a match tonight. And then Prince Puma comes in, and then Rey's like, you know what? You need to get out of here. And Puma's like, excuse me? He's like, no, this is some business here. It doesn't concern you. It's like, well, that we got a match here for, a rematch for the trios titles. So, yeah, you're two not on the same page. It affects me. So, yeah, it is my business. And then Rey Mysterio puts his hand on Puma, and Puma makes like this, cougar-like growl. And I'm like, this is fucking awesome.
Oh.
And I'm just like, here's another thing. Okay. El Dragon Azteca Jr. is like, the whole reason that El Dragon Azteca Jr. and Rey Mysterio Jr. came to Lucha Underground was to avenge their master, the original Dragon Azteca. And then, Junior's like, oh, I found the cell. We can go take care of this right now. And Rey Mysterio's like, no. We got Trios Gold to compete for a little bit. Let's have our priorities straight here. And I'm like,
I'm gonna make a connection. It's gonna blow your mind in a little bit, though.
I'm like, okay, I'm getting ready for it, but I'm just like, in the grand scheme of things, guys, I'm sorry these 3 other people pissed you off the other week and screwed you out of your titles, but That's kind of the whole reason you came here was to do this. Everybody's like, no.
It's like that one guy in your adventure group that gets way too caught up in a side quest. Like, aren't we supposed to be like helping the kingdom? And he's like, no, bro. I gotta collect wildflowers. We gotta collect wildflowers right now.
And then Puma is completely left out of the loop on this. He has no clue what the fuck's going on. It's like, hey, all these things is his partners arguing. And he's like, hey, look, you need to get on the same page. They're just like looking at him like he's the fucking asshole.
I mean, it was such a cheesy, over-the-top segment, and I loved it. These guys aren't actors, but they don't need to be. It's so cheesy. And Prince Puma purred. He purred like a goddamn Puma. It was so fucking awesome.
I love that. He just gritted his teeth. They put in the sound effect. It was fucking amazing. And see, okay, there are two people who watch Lucha Underground: the people who like it, and the people who just don't get it.
Yeah,
I'm one of the people who get it. And once I just kind of realized, okay, we got to let go with this, it just made the show so much better.
Oh, yeah. Once you finally go, I don't fucking care anymore. The show is just, it's phenomenal. And this is one of those segments that was just goofy as fuck.
All right, so now we go to a Trios Championship match. This is a rematch with the new champions, which is Johnny Mundo, Jack Evans, and PJ Black defending their newly won Trios Championship titles against the former champions, Rey Mysterio Jr., El Dragon Azteca Jr., and Prince Puma. And it turned into Dick Kick City again.
It really did.
Forget Suplex City. No, it was kick right in the. I'm going to kick you right in the dick. Here's another kick right in the dick. No, it was started out in a really good high-flying action, a lot of double team, triple team. I like the dives to the outside.
The superplex from the second rope to the outside, that was awesome.
I mean, there was just dude, there was a ton of stuff going on. I like the triple drop kick in the corner.
That was badass.
But I like the unified look of the new champions. They all got the matching red bandanas.
The red bandanas makes me hate them so much more. I don't know why that is, but for some reason you put matching bandanas on all three of them. I'm like, wow, you're even more of an asshole now.
You know, I mean, hell, I think it was either Jack. I think it was Jack Evans, but somebody was still wearing sunglasses while they were wrestling.
Jack Evans.
Oh, it was Jack. Okay, it was Jack Evans, and then they snuck in the low blow. They snuck in another low blow. They hit one right behind the referee's back. And it was on Dragon Azteca Jr. and both Rey Mysterio and Prince Puma were like, "Are you not fucking watching this shit?" to the referee, and everybody's like, "Get the fuck over there." And finally, you know what? Prince Puma.
I was like, I'm done with this shit.
It had enough, and let's see. Prince Puma just blatantly, just right in front of the referee, just boom, kicks Johnny Mundo right in the no-no, son. Just
like a full-blown kick to the dick.
Bam, and then boom, there's the disqualification. Prince Puma fucking loses it. Partners are trying to calm him down, and he goes for a super kick on Mundo, but he accidentally hits Taya. Taya gets knocked the fuck out. And then all of a sudden, oh shit, here we go. It's like, so here's my question here. Do you think this is going to lead, to Puma breaking off, and this is going to kind of, because this kind of maybe leading to like a match with either Azteca Jr. or Rey Mysterio or something else, because obviously they blew the rematch, so technically they're out of the running for the trios title. So you got the champions going to be going off doing something else. So is this going to be like a side project? Is this going to lead to Puma leaving the team, and then he goes trying to get back in contention for maybe like a medallion for the Gift of the Gods championship, which that's not a spoiler. We knew that was getting cashed in. So, as I like to refer to it, the Dragon Ball title, because those medallions getting scattered again. So he's gonna try for that. I don't know where do you. Okay, I guess I'm getting too far ahead of myself. What did you think of the match? What did you think about the ending, and where do they go from here?
I think the DQ ending was great. It was great to see Prince Puma show some emotion, show some anger, show that he's a hero, but he isn't. He can only push a hero so far.
Wait a minute. A hero that has flaws? Vince McMahon, are you listening to this? Yes, we know you're listening to this because we're that fucking influential. Don't be like, he's not the guy. He's not Mr. Dun, 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 dun. No. He's Prince Puma. His partner got low blowed. He was pissed off at the referee for not seeing it. He was pleading his case, and finally he had enough of the cheating. And so he kicked Mundo right in the dick.
Directly dick.
He's not, he's not perfect, and that's why I can relate to him, because I would be pissed off too. Here's my rematch. I'm trying to get my gold back. The other guys are just blatantly cheating. Referee just out of position, and he finally says, "You know what? Fuck it. I've had enough of this shit," and it just does what any person, I think, any rational person would have done. It's great.
Yeah, he decided to say, "Fuck the titles. This isn't worth it right now. I'm going to avenge my friend. I'm going to kick this guy in the dick." And it was awesome. And the match was great. Like I said, that superplex to the outside was awesome. There were some great dives. Ah, man, fantastic. Dragon Azteca does some fucking Lucha Libre Hurricane stuff that's fucking incredible. Man, and does anybody sell better than Prince Puma and Rey Mysterio? Like, when Prince Puma kicks out, he kicks out with everything, ricochet, whatever you want to call him, from the top of his head to the bottom of his feet. Like, he sells like $1 million goddamn dollars. Some people say oversell. I don't quite think it's there. I love it. But it was good to see Prince Puma a little bit angry, because I do think he's going to break off and go on a solo thing, kind of work on his own thing, have Rey and Dragon Azteca. Excuse me, I'm sorry, guys. 3 hours of sleep gets you. But I think they're going to kind of work on their own thing and work together towards whatever it is. Now, going back to the promo real quick about why Rey was focused on the titles and not going after Matanza. In the final segment we get to tonight, I have a theory. But no, I loved it. I thought it was great.
All right. Conspiracy theory. I like that. All right. Next, then we go backstage, and this is after, where people have been kicked right in the mundos. People have been disqualified. Chick just got knocked the fuck out. They go back backstage, and Dragon Azteca apparently has hauled ass down to that basement. And then he's going to, he's come face to face with a locked up Mantanza, but Black Lotus stops him.
Oh, yeah, that person we completely forgot about.
Yeah, I know. I mean, where the hell has she been? Like, I know she was there for, the first part of the second season. And then last we saw her, she was just standing guard outside, Dario's office, just do. And then
literally forgot she was a character.
And then she told, here's the funny thing. She just told Dragon Azteca last time she saw him. It's like, you know what? I'm pretending to work with Cueto. It's the only way I can get close. And then finally, there's Azteca. He's like, okay, he's face to face with, Matanza. And then Black Lotus stops him. He says, I'm going to take revenge for our master. No, he didn't kill he didn't kill my parents. Dragon, Azteca did. No, it's lies, I tell you. And then they do the little crouching tiger, hidden dragon. I'm going to throw a chop. You're going to block it. Then you're going to block my chop, and we're going to go. It's cool, pretty fucking cool, really nicely choreographed. And and then finally, she gets the better of him, and it's looking like she's about to push him up against the bars, but instead lets him go. And it's like, okay, well, that's not going to work out. So that was pretty good. I just kind of wish they would use more of Black Lotus. Is she just like an off-air character, like in the sense of not in the temple, but just like a character that's just off camera? Kind of like, I guess maybe like the police captain and the city councilman.
They either need to give us something soon to explain why she's an important character again, because she's barely showed up, or honestly, she could completely fall off this season, and I don't feel like we would miss anything. I have nothing invested in her. I have a lot invested in Dragon Azteca Jr. I have a lot invested in Dario Cueto. I have a lot invested in all these other characters. I don't have nothing invested in her.
All right, everybody take a sip of water. Everybody stretch here, because we're about to cover the main event here.
Holy shit.
God, man. This is like the monster versus the machine.
God.
We're talking, this is two trains colliding. Matanza defending the Lucha Underground Championship against Cage.
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
This was a fucking awesome match.
This is what we call where I'm from, a hoss fight.
Dude. This was the Thing fighting the Incredible Hulk. It was amazing.
Yeah, and here's the other thing. I don't think that was Cage's best match.
You don't?
I think it was. I think it was.
Oh, I absolutely 100% agree.
I think that was his best. I think that
Can I step up one more? Can I say something a little more bold than that?
Yeah.
I'm going to put that, and we still got a long way to go, so give me a chance. From everything I've watched this year, that's going to be one of my match of the year contingents.
Then you know what? You need to log on to ProWrestling.me. We've already got a thread on this where we're nominating match of the year candidates, and that's a perfect. And I would not disagree with it. I think that was a really good match.
Fantastic.
Cage really amazed me because he whipped out some luchador moves.
The hardcore luchador moves that I've slowly. It took me a little while to come around to Cage, and then I realized no, he really is good. And then you watch this match and you go, no, he's better than good. He's probably one of the best around right now.
We're talking deep arm drags, flying head scissors, Hurricanrana, suicide dive to the outside,
rolling suicide dive,
moonsaults. This guy was moving like a cruiserweight. And if you don't believe me, I invite you to go back and watch this match. I am not making this up. The guy is built like a goddamn brick shithouse, and he's flying around this ring.
Fantastic stuff.
And I don't want to take anything away from Matanza. I know a criticism with him was, he's not a good worker. He's not. Dude,
gold like $1 million here.
Look at it. If they're hiding it, they're doing a damn good job of hiding his weaknesses. Because no, he's not doing like suicide dives, but he looks like an absolute fucking beast in there. He'll take you apart. And but he's not moving very fast. He's not a good worker. It's like, dude, do you see how many suplexes he did in a row?
Oh my God! When they were trading those German suplexes,
they were exchanging German suplexes, and he popped. Here's the thing: he would suplex Cage. Cage would pop up. Cage would give him a suplex. Matanza would pop right the fuck back up, and they just wasn't like one or two times.
It was
back and forth.
It was awesome, and Cage's facials in this, his expressions. $1 million. He made it so much more better. They really made it seem like it was the Machine versus Matanza. So before we go too further, Matanza does walk away from the victory with this one.
Now, here's the thing. I didn't like the ending, but let me tell you why I didn't like it. I just think his finishing maneuver is called the Wrath of the Gods, and I didn't know that he had hit it because it looked very similar to just like a regular gut-wrench suplex.
Yeah, it looks very similar.
And he'd already delivered one of those. I'm like, there's no way Cage just looked, because Cage had got all this momentum. They were going back and forth. We're talking discus clothesline. We're getting ready to get. It's like he's got all the momentum on Cage's side. That it just looked like Matanza hit like a gut-wrench suplex, and 1, 2, 3, it was over. I really wish. I know that. Matt Stryker and Vampiro, there it is, Wrath of the Gods. I just wish he would have sold it a lot better. Because, it just looked like a gut-wrench suplex, and the ending was there. It's kind of like, it needed to be kind of like the equivalent of hitting the RKO out of nowhere.
Yeah.
That's what it needed to be, and it didn't look like it.
I'm totally with you there. It needed to look like it was, but that's the way it came off the end. Like, it really looked like Cage made him fight for every single thing he gave. And the only reason he was able to beat Cage is that he snuck a reverse in on him and managed to hit his finisher before Cage could. Otherwise, Cage probably would have hit him.
A match?
Say what? Oh, amazing. Imagine that, right?
Yeah, I know. He didn't kick out of that. Gee, what a fucking concept.
It was such a great... And one thing that I know me and Dave have talked about in the past that Lucha's really good about, Underground, is that they'll mix up their matches. They won't have two brutes go one, they won't have two brutes fight, and then this. They'll have two brutes fight, and then they'll have a lucha match, and then they'll have a kind of a strong style match, and then they'll have a tag match. This was the perfect combo of beastly strong guys with some lucha stuff thrown in. It wasn't scattered everywhere. It was peppered in. I think it was peppered in at the right time, because I saw a lot of people online that were bitching like, oh, why would Cage have pulled that out so early? Why didn't he save that for a bigger spot later on? He did do some more of it later on, but doing it that early showed Matanza like, listen, I ain't nothing to fuck with. But much like Wu-Tang, it wasn't nothing to fuck with. So, and I think it was great. They told a fantastic story. Again, hit some great facials. Just going over my notes here. The very first note I have is, what the fuck, a Hurricanrana and a dive. It was great. Absolutely. Oh, really great super kick too. There were some great super kicks.
Here's another thing. Do you think the reason that Cage was throwing all these lucha libre moves is, I mean, one, you need to mix it up. I mean, it made sense because you're thinking, well, pound for pound, these two guys are strong, and they're just going to keep butting heads. I know he had to do something to give himself an edge, but I mean, he picked up something there. He really just picked it up. Do you think it's just because Matanza was the only man big enough to actually handle those handle those types of moves that he was dishing out?
I mean, that might be something to that he might have been the only guy that, he could have pulled that off with without really. I mean, anytime you do a move in wrestling, you risk hurting somebody. But he might have been one of the few guys that get done that or agreed to it, to be like, hey, you can do this and you're not going to hurt me. I'll take it. And if you're WWE, how are you not looking at Cage and absolutely slobbering, licking your chops? He's big, which is their number one most important thing. He can work, which is like the tertiary most important thing.
Yeah,
even though I like WWE.
I'm going to be a detractor now. If I had to play like a detractor for a second, I would say, well, can he pass a wellness test?
Maybe he can't. I don't know.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that he is. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, why wouldn't WWE take a look at it? For one, is he interested? And two, contractually, can he? And three, could he pass a wellness test? Not saying anything, not making any allegations. I'm just legitimately saying, okay, could he pass a wellness test? I'm just asking. I'm not implying anything. I'm not trying to wink. No winks, no nods. I'm just saying, could he pass a wellness test?
It's just knowing how Vince likes to think with a lot of the guys that he sees as his stars, because he's always going to see size as one of his top three most important things. We just kind of know that from his past champions. But how do you have that mentality? Has someone that can work, someone that can tell stories, someone who cuts a pretty good promo, someone who's got a good gimmick with the machine, and not see grade A superstar, babyface, or heel written all over it.
Then he goes to WWE and becomes, instead of becoming Cage, he becomes Brian Penn.
Yeah. I'm the waffler. Just somebody instead of Cage. They could even just call him Brian Cage, but no, he'd get something with like the worst wrestling name I've ever heard. It's Skip Sheffield. Is the worst wrestling name I've ever heard.
There you go. That's gonna be the trade. They'll trade. They'll get Cage, and in exchange they'll get Ryback.
Oh God! If I make that trade, I'm shooting myself in the face.
That would be like a bad decision. That would be like wasting your first round draft pick on like a free safety.
Yeah, and for my first round pick, I'm going to pick a kicker. Oh, really? All right.
Have fun at it. All right, so that's going to do it for Lucha Underground Review. It's time for some questions and comment times. Now, the first one here, I want to get right to because it has to pertain with what we're doing here. It's from Rennie Psalms. He wants to know if we're going to watch and review the Lucha World Cup.
Not familiar with it. Don't know when it is, and I don't know how to watch it. If you give me those three answers, I can let you know by the end of this podcast if I'm going to be able to do it.
Well, it's just what it sounds like. It's an invitational. Actually, let me look up the Lucha Libre World Cup, and I'm going to. It's going to be held from actually tomorrow, June 3rd through June the 5th. Let me see. Let me pull up the 2016 version here. And it's a upcoming. I'm going through Wikipedia here. Organized by AAA.
Okay.
So
AAA has a tendency to be real hard to watch if you're an American watcher. Like Japanese. You could watch New Japan Pro Wrestling, Japanese commentary, and you could still keep up with what's really going on. Really hard to do with AAA sometimes. It's hard to keep up not being a Spanish-speaking person.
Okay, now here we go. They have several teams. They have two divisions. They have the men's division and the women's division. Apparently, it's like a tournament here.
Okay.
And
so it's kind of like their G1?
And it's going to be held in Mexico City.
Okay.
And now, let's see. The tournament consists of trio matches structured in quarterfinals, semifinals, and a finals, plus an extra match to determine the third place. Both bouts are slated to have a 15-minute time limit. If the time limit is reached without a clear winner, each of the participating teams select one member, and the two pick wrestlers will face off in a 5-minute sudden death match, with the winner getting the victory for his team. And there will be as many sudden deaths necessary to determine a victor. Okay. here are the teams. You have Team AAA, Team Noah, Team Odo, and 01. I'm not sure if that Odo, because I think it's another Japanese team. Team Mexico, Liendes. I'm sorry, my Spanish is horrible. Actually, let me run that through. Yeah, come on, you son of a bitch. I'm translating this as we speak. I didn't know this was coming. So give me a second here. I'm actually going to translate that here through. Thank you, Google. Let's see. This will be Spanish. And we're going to translate that to. Oh, okay. Mexico Legends. So Team Mexico Legends, Team Mexico International, Team TNA, Team Lucha Underground, and Team Resto del Mundo. And that means just so. Again, I apologize. My Spanish is horrible. Rest of the world. Okay. So Team AAA consists of Pentagon Jr., Tejano, and Psycho Clown. Team Noah is Taji Ishimori, Nomomichi Morifuji, and Mabach Tanaguchi. Never heard of him. Then Team Odo and 01 is Masato Tanaka. Cool. I didn't know he was still wrestling. Akibono and Ikuto Hidaka. And the Legends team is Kanik, La Parca, and Blue Demon Jr. Okay, so he is still alive. Okay. Then Team Mexico International is Rey Mysterio Jr., Dr. Wagner Jr., and Dragon Azteca Jr. Okay. Team TNA is EC3, Eli Drake, and Tyrus. Team Lucha Underground. Oh, Jesus. Team Lucha Underground is represented by Chavo Guerrero Jr., Johnny Mundo, and Brian Cage. And
I would have changed Chavo Guerrero for somebody else.
One of these things isn't like the other. One of these things just doesn't belong. And then Team Rest of the World is Mil Mortez, Rockstar Spud, and Apollo.
Here's some cool things I see in here. A lot of these guys already wrestle in AAA, but it sounds like they're wrestling as their Lucha Underground. Like they're saying Mil Muertes, not whatever his real name is. They said, something else instead. Dragon Azteca Jr. instead of what he typically goes by.
Mil Muertes he's actually played by Ricky Banderas.
Yes, he is Puerto Rican.
Oh, that's Puerto Rican. Okay, but they still speak Spanish there, so it actually helps out.
It helps.
This
sounds really cool. Is this the first time they're doing something like this?
No, I think this is the second year they do it. I think they did it last year, and they had the Dream Team. That was Rey Mysterio Jr., Alberto El Patron, and Mystices. They won the tournament. They beat Team TNA / Lucha Underground. They beat Matt Hardy, Mr. Anderson, and Johnny Mundo in the finals.
Can we pause for just 1 second? Because I'm actually really interested in this Lucha World Cup. I want to get back to it. But have you seen the abortion that is the Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy rip-off Lucha Underground segment?
Dude, not only did I see it, Dave also sent me a link to the director's cut.
Same here. He sent me the same thing.
And all I sent was like a GIF that just said, "Are you on drugs?" I watched that, and I watched it twice. I watched the one that aired that I watched the director's cut, because apparently Matt, okay, for those of you who have not seen it, you need to watch it. This goes into so bad that it's good territory, because
this is like watching the wrestling version of The Room.
This isn't like when I say so bad it's good. See, WWE, it's bad because they know better, they can do better, but they just kind of half-ass it. It comes off as bad. But in this one, everybody involved, all the Hardys. All the Hardys, Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, Reby Sky, they're the only ones in this. And you can tell the camera crew, everybody's working their asses off on this one. Okay, so here's the deal. They do like this big drone, they take like a GoPro at the Matt Hardy estate. And I'm not making that up. It's this big ass fucking house in North Carolina. And Jeff Hardy rides his dirt bike over onto Matt's property. gets off and meets Reby, and Reby's got, there's, her and Matt's son is like, you know what, y'all two want to beat the hell out of each other, that's fine. I'm getting the hell out of here. I'm not dealing with this crap. And so she drives, takes the kid and drives off in an SUV. He goes into Matt's house, and Matt is banging on a piano. Just banging on a piano like, I don't know how to play piano, how it would sound if I tried to play the piano. And then now Matt Hardy's got this new look where he looks like Sweeney Todd.
Don't give them too much. They have to have a reason to go watch it. But
I mean, and they're just, the cheese is turned up to 11.
Oh my God. It is of a possible 5. It's turned up to a 12, dude. It's ridiculous.
And then, you got Matt Hardy like faking like this really bad accent that changes like every third word. It's just horrible. Oh my fucking God. Okay, but you need to watch it because it's so bad that it's good. And Matt Hardy is doing this because he says he knows hardcore fans aren't going to like it, but he's doing that to hope to get casual fans more interested in TNA. Let me tell you something. If casual fans do this, it's going to be because they used to watch WWE and go, hey, remember the Hardy Boys? Yeah, look at the shit they're doing now.
Look how fucking crazy they got.
All right, but real quick, I want to go back to the Lucha World Cup 1 second here. Believe it or not, they also have a women's division.
Okay.
And they've got 4 teams in this one. They've got Team AAA, Team Japan, Team Canada, and Team USA. On Team AAA, you got the Apaches, Fabi, Mary, and Lady Apache on Team AAA. Good for them. Actually, I've only heard of like one. That was Fabi Apache, but anyway. Team Japan, Aja Kong. Oh, cool. I didn't know she was still wrestling. Yuki Miyazaki and Sumuri Natsu. Never heard it. I've only heard of Aja Kong. On Team Canada, you have Taya, who we know from Lucha Underground, Ali, and Casey Spinelli. Over on Team USA, you have Santana Garrett, Sienna, and cheerleader Melissa.
Cool.
So it's actually
this seems like something I'm really interested in watching. It's just going to be if I have the time to do so.
I just hope I would like to check it out. I just hope it doesn't turn into that abortion that was Triple Mania.
Was that bad?
It wasn't. It was bad, but it was bad because they had a lot of technical issues. They were setting it up like they were going to do, like, you know how they did the English commentary for New Japan and Wrestle Kingdom? They were trying to do that with AAA. They had Matt Stryker come in to do the English commentary, and this was supposed to be AAA's big break into the U.S. market. Their main event was Alberto El Patron versus Cage, and it was like big net because there's like this big bad American coming in there and take on Mexico's savior. You know, hell, Cage even wore like a fucking Donald Trump shirt.
Yeah, that's been his big gimmick as of late.
It was crazy. And then you had the dream match. It was Rey Mysterio versus Mysticis. You know, they're actually real Mystico, the original Mystico, who went over and became Sin Cara, the original Sin Cara. Yeah, that was like the dream match. And then, but they had tons of technical problems. Like they lost like sound. They have audio issues. Like half the fucking pay-per-view, you've got Matt Stricker going 1 2 1 2 1 2 3. Can you hear me now? Check 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 check. 1 2 3 1 testing testing. And then they had like an abortion of a match called, it was the Vianos versus the Psycho Circus, and I think the youngest person, and I'm not making this up, I think like the youngest person on either fucking team was like fucking 60.
Oh my God.
It was bad. And AAA had to give like tons of refunds back, so I'm hoping that they've got all this stuff squared away and they can get back into the U.S. market. Why? Because I believe the more choices wrestling fans have, the more variety you have, the better.
I'm gonna look it up on the Fight TV app right now, and if it's something I can watch, guys, I'll totally get to it. Sounds, y'all know Lucha's my favorite. That's something I'm really, really interested in. I've got to work tomorrow night. I'm off Saturday and Sunday. I've got plans for Sunday. We'll get to those when we're doing our plugs at the end of the show, because I got some cool stuff lined up for Sunday. But if I can pay once, depending on what the price is, because I'm broke and, you know, a single dad, all that stuff, it's difficult. Depending on what the price is, if I can get all the nights for a decent price, it's something I'll watch. If I
It's
can't,
something you can.
someone wants to help a brother out with some internet magic, I'll totally gonna. I'm gonna do my best to try and review this for you guys. I would love to do it. It's just gonna be if I can get my hands on it.
And you're gonna find out how good or how bad your Spanish is,
which is relatively non-existent. I can order tacos because, like, really right next door to my work, there's a place called Los Arcos that I eat like 2 or 3 times a week. A little Mexican restaurant. They know me by name. They don't even give me a menu. They just tell me to sit wherever. That's who I need to go talk to. I need to go talk to them. But listen, guys, I have to spend a lot of money here. Y'all hook me up with this promo. I'll send people to your door for food, and I get to
just tell like a couple of them to come home with you and sit down and watch it and just do like their own commentary.
He's like, y'all tell me what they're saying and what your thoughts on them saying it is, but how you would say it. That's who I need to go talk to get this thing. So yeah, if I can get a hold of it, go ahead on. You can get in touch with me on prowrestling.me. If you know some links for internet magic, hook a brother up. If I will go to their secondary because I would rather support them if at all possible. It's again, I'll tell y'all what. Even if I don't watch it this weekend as it airs, if I can watch it sometime next week, I will do my best with me and Boom sometime, or even maybe on solo.
I'll keep an eye out for it because we may not get to air it like right after it finishes. We may have to wait like a few days for it to pop up.
It's probably gonna take a little while. So, but we'll get to it next week if at all possible.
Mm-hmm. Now, Rennie Sans, he's been like trooper about this. He says the president of AAA is making sure all technical problems are handled and correct. But last year, the Lucha World Cup ran perfectly, so hopefully that means good. And he also said Chavo and Cage match last week. I don't mind Chavo being on after. Oh, excuse me. He says after the Chavo versus Cage match on Lucha Underground last week. I don't mind Chavo being on Team Lucha Underground. To me, I don't
either, but I just think there's some other people he could have used.
When I think, and I'm trying to think, who would you put on Team Lucha Underground? I mean, Sammy, who would you put? I mean, just look at.
I had to put somebody on Team Lucha Underground. I would do Cage.
Okay.
I think Pentagon Jr. was already on Team AAA, but I would put Pentagon Jr. in there.
Yeah, Pentagon Jr.'s on there. So let's take out anybody who's already on the card. Let's just.
Okay. Damn. I'm going to use Cage.
Okay, so we'll use Cage. We can agree on that one.
I'm going to use Ricochet.
Yeah, so we use Prince Puma. So that's 2.
So that gives you your Braun. That gives you your Lucha. Who's somebody that can go a little in between? Would be a good second, third choice because there's so many people. Not because I can't think of anybody. There's a lot of people that I think would be really good, and there's a lot of folks that we've already talked about.
Here's the thing: do you want to go with a white guy, or do you want to go with another Hispanic guy? Because I mean,
what is Cage? While we're on that subject, is he a white guy?
Oh yeah, he's very much white. He's white. He's white like you and me.
Okay.
Well, not that white.
I'm about to say I'm pretty Caucasian. I'm terminally Caucasian.
There you go. I'm like fucking super honky. Oh God, that's a good question. I mean, I do like Mundo still being on there.
I mean, Mundo would be good. Damn, man, I don't know. There's some hard choices there.
I'm trying to look on their page here, but I don't want to go look on Wikipedia because last time I looked on Wikipedia, I saw fucking spoilers, and I don't want to have that shit happen again.
Yeah, fuck you, JR. Man, that's a hard choice, man.
I don't know. We need to put that up, dude. I know it's like gun to your head. Who do you pick? I mean, right now,
I mean, King Cuerno might be a really good choice.
Yeah, King Cuerno would be good, but he also wrestles in AAA as El Hijo de Fantasma.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not on there, so yeah. I mean, I would totally be down for that. And I would say Mil Muertes, but Mil Muertes is already on there. He's already on the card, so he's part of Team Rest of the World. So yeah, we could. Yeah, I would, considering this year, yeah, I would give him a slot because I would love to see the Mexican fans see his evil persona.
Yeah,
because that's the thing. He wrestles as like a super face in Mexico, but he wrestles as a heel in the United States.
Really?
Under a different thing. And he's he's fluent in English.
Yeah, I think he must have grown up here because he speaks English without even an accent.
Perfectly. I mean, so let's see here. Okay. Ooh, man, Randy's just on top of the damn ball here. He's saying he's got some inside dirt here. It's not spoilers, but he's got some dirt here. He's saying Taya's sister died a few weeks ago, and so she's going through tough times right now. So, hey, much love sent out to Taya. Thoughts and prayers are with her and her family.
And some good vibes.
King Cuerno will be back for the rest of season 3 of Lucha Underground. He decided to stay with Lucha Underground and his contract. Yeah, I know that WWE originally wanted him for, I think, the Cruiserweight tournament.
Okay.
They wanted him, and they were scouting him hard. They're also scouting Melissa Santos hard.
Mm.
But
Randy, you were my Lucha Underground, and I don't mean Lucha Underground is in the show. I mean, like, you were my underground Lucha contact from now on. If there's shit going on in Lucha, you gonna be my man.
He's gonna be that guy who like comes like tells us to go to like a Mexican restaurant. Me and you sit like in a booth, and he sits down across from us wearing like a hat and a pair of sunglasses. He puts like
slides a manila envelope across the ground.
Yeah, he puts a manila envelope on the table, slides it across, and we like get it up. He's like, "I trust that everything's in order." And we're like, "Yeah, okay." And then he just slides out the booth and just goes out the door.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, me and you were like eating chips and salsa. All right, so let's get to some stuff here. I want to give shout-outs to Wrestling Rant and Andy Paps. They're also watching live. And check out Wrestling Rant, man. Wrestling Rant actually had a pretty good show. I don't know if you saw it or not, Sammy, but he talked about he let out a case. For those of you, if you're following wrestling right now, one of the big controversies is the Ricochet Will Ospreay match at the Best of the Super Juniors tournament in New Japan.
Do not crucify me, infantry. I have not got a chance to watch this match yet. I'm doing it tonight.
Yeah.
So don't crucify me. And getting back to Wrestling Rant, it was nice to talk to you the other night. Maybe we get to do another show together.
So and here's the thing about that is this is actually big because this is like the first time that a non-WWE sanctioned or anything related to WWE is getting mainstream buzz. Because originally, I just started seeing a few GIFs of the match, and then somebody uploaded a video of the match to Facebook. And then finally, New Japan was just like, fuck it, if this is what people are going to do. So, boom, they put the whole match out there on YouTube for free. So, the whole match in its entirety for free. There's no commentary on it, period. So, you kind of need to fill in the blanks. And, but that got criticized by Vader. And so, Wrestling Rantin did a show, and he pretty much explained, he laid out a case why he thought Vader was hypocritical for criticizing that match. And I'm not going to spoil it for you because I think you need to go over there and go check it out. So
I did hear him talking about it a little bit on the show we did together.
Yeah, so check that out. And also show some love to Andy Paps just because he's the fucking man. He's I think he's from Brooklyn. So, yeah, he's definitely cool. Let's see. Who's the new president of the Dario Cueto fan club? It's still Dave. It's still Dave.
Don't worry. We got the shit on lockdown.
Oh yeah, we got that lockdown. We just got to get a copy machine and start mailing stuff out. We got to go to this place called the post office.
Yeah, there's this magical thing you speak of.
Yeah, so like you take a sheet of paper and you put it in another sheet of paper, and then you put the sticker on it, and then you write where you want it to go.
It fucking goes there.
You put it in a slot, and it magically appears there like a couple of days later. It's I don't know. It's sorcery, I tell you.
Fucking science.
It's like this other thing I saw the other day. Like I actually saw a telephone on a corner. Yeah, it was a telephone. It was like it just said phone, and there was a phone right there. And if you put in like a quarter, you could call anybody you wanted.
Why are we funding this?
Exactly. I was like, dude, now I don't have to look this fucking cell phone around everywhere.
Fuck this thing.
Yeah, I can
There's just phones places.
Yeah, they just put phones at random places. It's like amazing. It's like the greatest idea ever.
We're old.
Yes, we are. I guess we need to wrap this show up. We need to do some shameless self-promotion. I want to tell everybody, especially you, Sammy, go over to prowrestling.me. We've actually got a contest going on right now. It's over. If you'll go on there, go to forums. It's called the WWE Draft Pick'em Contest, where everybody's got their theories about who's going to wind up where, who's going here, who's going to there, who's going to Raw, who's going to SmackDown, who's going to wind up, are they going to call anybody up? Well, now's your chance to put your money where your mouth is. We're doing a pick'em contest where what you do is you just put together a Raw roster and a SmackDown roster. For every correct pick, you get a point, and at the end of the draft lottery, Yeah, after the end of the draft, the draft lottery, after the dust is settled, you've got both rosters set. We're going to start counting up the predictions, and the person with the most points is the winner.
Sounds good. What do these fabulous people win?
I haven't decided yet. We got to give them something cool. We got some stuff. We got some stuff in the works, here. Cool. Our merchandising coordinator, aka LK, he's working on some stuff right now, and I mean, like he's got the ball and he's running with it. That's what I love about LK. He thinks big. I've been doing this for a while, but LK's like, no, let me handle this, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna get us this. I'm gonna get us this. I've got a Patreon page. I'm like, what the fuck? He's doing more than I ever fucking did. So check us out there. We've also got links to news and gossip. We've got blog posts up there regularly, and you can write your own too if you want to go put it on there. I'm probably going to get one going to the works. I'm trying to figure out how I want to word it, but I want to write an article about who is number two. We keep talking about WWE's the king of professional wrestling in the world, and a lot of people would say, well, TNA's number two, but are they really?
No, not at all.
So I would kind of want to lay out the case of all these other independent companies throughout the world, or not independent, but just other companies in the world. People like New Japan, people like Ring of Honor, people like Evolve, Lucha Underground, Hill Progress Wrestling, Revolution Pro, Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. I mean, just all these other massive companies, and lay out a case of, are they number two? Who is the real number two? So I think it's a good question. I want to get some feedback from that.
Oh, me and you still got 2 videos we got to do. We got to do, because we talked about doing our own draft between the two of us. Mm-hmm. And then we're supposed to do our top 10 up and comers still, the next big things. We still got to do that video.
I know, we got to get on the ball here. I know life gets in the way of the internet.
Yes, it does. So maybe that's something we can jump on sometime soon for you guys.
In the meantime, check out KocoSports.com. KocoSports.net takes you to the same place, ProWrestling.me, and be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. So this is Boom Boom from my partner, Sammy Synister, saying the boom just went bang, and I am out.